Okay, now let's take a look at Tuesday's homework. Sorry. So for number 3, we have here write equivalent expressions using commutative property and associative property for the expression below. So the expression we have here is 3 times 2 times 5 in one set of parentheses. Then we have 4 times 7 times 5 in the other set of parentheses. And we need to use commutative property and associative property to make expressions that are equal to this. Now, just to clarify this expression sum, the operation that's in between the 5 and the 4 here, since we have one parentheses set next to another set of parentheses, that invisible operation there is always going to be multiplied. So I can reread this expression as 3 times 2 times 5 times 4 times 7 times 5. And since it's all multiplication, I can use commutative property and associative property to make equivalent expressions. So using commutative property, just want to review what that property means first. The commutative property says that we can change the order, meaning inside of each of these sets of parentheses, I can change the order of the numbers around, and what happens inside of those parentheses is the same thing. So just one of the examples that we could use for commutative property would be 2 times 3 times 5 in the first set of parentheses. Because notice I still have a 3 and a 2 and a 5. I just changed the order that they were in inside of this first set of parentheses. And then we'll change the order in the second set of parentheses. And I can change that to 7 times 5 times 4. Because we still have the 4 and the 7 and the 5. They're just in a different order than they were in the original expression. So that means that my original expression and the new expression that I made are equivalent to each other. Now when we do associative property says that I'm changing the parentheses. And I'm going to just use parentheses to shorten that up a little bit. Now we also say that we change the grouping here. So what's inside of the parentheses is going to be different from the original expression. Which means that since we're multiplying all together here, I can take things from this first set of parentheses and switch them out for stuff in this second set of parentheses, and it still says all the same thing. So one way that I could rewrite this is going to be 3 times 7 times 4 in the first set of parentheses. And then the second set, I would write something like 2 times 5 times 5. Because we still have, from our original expression, 1, 3, then we have 1, 2, then we have 1, 2, 5s, which are here, and then we have a 4 and a 7. So we have all the same numbers, they're just in different sets of parentheses. Now number 4 is going to be similar, but instead of multiplying all of those numbers together, we are adding this time. So don't let the parentheses fool you. We are still going to be adding all of those numbers up in the side of this expression. So when you make your equivalent expressions, all you'll have to do is change the order in here for commutative property, and then change the order in here. And then for associative property, you can take one of the numbers from here and put it in the other set of parentheses, and then take one of these numbers and put them in the first set of parentheses, just like we did for number 3 here. So go ahead and try number 4 on your own using what we just relearned from problem number 3.